We just want to thank everybody in Boise. It's been a great time here. We've had all kinds of great activities. The players have really enjoyed it. Everyone in town has treated us with just unbelievable, great, just treated us great, and we're excited to be here. Really excited for these players and all our players. 3 of these guys were in our first class here, and we got a lot of guys that have been here for 4 years and fought through a lot of adversity and a lot of some tough times, but they just kept grinding and kept fighting and believed if you work hard and do things right and choose character, then good things will happen. And that's really what's happened. So we're happy to be here, and I really expect our guys to go out and play tough tomorrow night and play the hardest they can play. And as long as they do that, as long as they give great effort and play tough, then we'll get to the fourth quarter and see what happens.
Questions?
Michael Katz from the Idaho Statesman. I guess this one's for Matt and Coach. Matt, your numbers didn't necessarily go up a whole lot from last year. They look pretty similar, but you were a lot more efficient. Obviously, you guys won a lot more games. How do you felt you improved this year, and what do you consider your impact on this team?
So this year,
Let me go first on that one. One of the reasons the numbers didn't go up is because we had the lead all the time in the fourth quarter as opposed to being way behind in the fourth quarter. So a lot of times in the fourth quarter, we were running the ball to milk the clock, and we're playing way better on defense this year. So his numbers were way more efficient and helped us win as opposed to just slinging it around coming from behind.
Mm-hmm.
So that's probably the biggest reason that his numbers didn't go up, and now I'll let him go.
at the end of the day, all I was concerned about was adding another W to the win column, and whether or not I wasn't focused on numbers at the beginning of this year. That wasn't my main concern. My main concern was to get to where we are now, and I think our work, our body work shows it. And I can go back and I can say maybe I didn't have the same numbers or the numbers I wanted, but at the end of the day, the only number I wanted was the amount of wins that we have, and that's all that matters.
Mike Brohart from the Logan Reporter Herald. Man, your offense has been able to come out good in the first quarter. I think at least 10 points a game in the last month. Is there any concern of keeping that momentum going, considering the layoff between the regular season and this bowl game?
I don't think so. I think the focus stays the same. Whether or not we haven't played for a couple weeks. I think momentum is still where it is. I think the confidence is sky high in that locker room and each other and everyone else's. Our ability to go out there and make plays, and we want to start fast, obviously, and keep the momentum going. But no matter what happens, we're going to be ready. We've fought through adversity all year, and no matter whether we start fast or don't. Our expectation is we're going to go out there and compete, and no matter what happens, we're going to do what we can to win the ball game.
Paul Gregley with the Spokes Interview in Spokane. You've talked a lot about how much you appreciate overachievers, so I suspect that you don't mind being the underdog tomorrow?
No, I think it's great. I've told the players from day one the greatest compliment you can ever have is somebody to call you an overachiever. And the worst compliment you can ever have is someone to say, boy, you got a lot of talent. Because then basically you didn't live up to that talent. So we want to be overachievers. We're kind of, we're just kind of that guy in the classroom that sits there and is really quiet that you better not mess with because he's going to fight you till the end, and that's our team. That's what we're all about. We're going to fight for 4 quarters, and we've said it from day one. We talked about it all summer, and we're going to just try to keep that game close and then find a way to win it in the fourth quarter. So, we've probably been underdogs in every game we've played all year with maybe the exception of 2. So being underdogs is not a big deal at all. We probably should be, and we think that's great. And we just got to get to the fourth quarter.
Could I get a couple of the players to comment about that, Buck?
Like Coach Paul Petrino said, we've been underdogs in pretty much most of our games. So I think we kind of embrace it, honestly. Going out, I think we're 2 touchdown underdogs. So you just, like Coach P said, go to the fourth quarter, keep it close, and then, see what happens. So I think we definitely, a lot of the guys, we just kind of embrace that mentality.
And how about you, Tony?
Yeah, I think it just sets the bar high for us as both defensively and offensively. We go out there and we have high expectations, and then being the underdog help us strive to go and make that happen. So.
I think one of the biggest differences, we don't think we're underdogs. Where in the past we probably did. You know, we had on the back of our shirts all winter, we had expect to win. And we get to the fourth quarter, we expect to win. So that's probably the biggest difference.
Buck, John Wistrom with the Idaho Press Tribune. You've had Matt as your quarterback for 3 years now. Just what ways has he grown and improved the most over those 3 years?
I'd say first and foremost, just leadership-wise. These last couple of years, he's just really grown as a leader, and guys really listen when he talks. He has great command of the huddle, and I think his play speaks for itself. Just a great quarterback, and guys really listen, and it's just what he does on the field you can't really match. You know, he's a great guy on and off the field, and yeah, he's just you can't really put into words what he means to this team. So.
Thanks, man.
You know, man, you obviously have over here, bud. You obviously have a pretty extensive football background, and your dad's accomplished a lot and all that stuff. But what was it like for you to kind of, you know, start your own legacy and to write your own script?
It's special, you know, and you know, being around my dad, you know, growing up was really important to me. I got a chance to kind of learn how the game is played and, you know, how things are done correctly. And yeah, you know, he's had his own legacy and he's doing his own thing right now, which is great. And then, you know, I've always followed him through it. But, you know, ever since I, you know, began here at Idaho, I knew this was going to be on my own. This was going to be my own journey. And I've come a long way. You know, from high school when I wasn't recruited, when I was told I was too skinny, I wasn't good enough to play Division I football. I was going to quit. I was going to play D2 basketball. You know, the story, I could tell a story for hours, but it's, you know, to see where I was and when people told me I wasn't good enough, to where I am now, it's special. And, you know, the game tomorrow it means a lot to me to be able to get to this point because, you know, much like myself, a lot of people told our team we weren't going to be able to get to this point. So all we've done is heard it and let it motivate us and continue to grind each and every day, you know, in the off season, every game, and throughout the last couple seasons. And all this hard work up to this point and to see where we are now, it's special. And I think not only am I creating my own legacy, I think we're all creating a legacy here. And it's, you know, something we're working towards. We're looking forward to it tomorrow.
Paul, Josh Wright from the Sportsman Review talked a lot about how important it is to how teams approach bowl week and the mindset and whether you really want to be here or not. How you feel like your players are locked in? How do you feel like, you know, all these different things you've been able to do in the last few days, the fun stuff mixing in with bowl prep? How do you feel like your team's?
I'm really proud, you know, and these guys are the leaders of the team. Twaney's kind of the top guy that leads, and then they all, you know, Matt's on offense, but they all lead. That's probably why the four of them are sitting up here. They're probably the four biggest leaders on the team. And as coaches, you really try to lead, but ultimately it's the players. And what I think they've done a great job of is when we went sledding, then we had a blast, had a good time. When we went bowling, we had a blast, and they all played laser tag and had a good time. But then when we were in meetings, and we were focused and we were paying attention. When we went to practice, we probably had the three of good practices we've had all year, the last three practices. We had great focus, great passion. Guys were locked in. They've been doing a good job of taking care of business, so now we just got to go make it pay off. You know, when it's showtime, then you got to step up and get it done. But I think these guys as leaders have done a great job of getting everybody to act the way they're supposed to act, and now it's just got to go through it tonight, have great preparation tonight, all day tomorrow, get ready to go, and then go out there and execute.
Michael Sean with the Moscow Pullman Daily News. 20, obviously you guys all know what happened in March with the Sun Belt kicking you guys out. Would a win, or can a win tomorrow kind of validate that you guys belong here, a bowl victory, you know, a 9-win season?
Honestly, I feel like that's a question above my pay grade.
Which is non-existent.
No, I even though I'm leaving this next year after this game, I hope it does. I hope what we've done this year is, you know, is enough for Idaho to stay Division I. I think we've deserved it and we've earned it for ourselves and for the, you know, our Vandals supporters who want to keep us up here in the Division I. But you know, time only tells, and I feel like it's another stepping stone for next year for, you know, guys like Tony and Matt to come out and, you know, do the same thing, prove everybody wrong again. I feel like that's that's just our story. Like Matt said, I feel like we've just been doing it all year. But yeah, that's all I got to say on that one.